We out here double fisting.
Well, you.
Yeah, me. Got the wine. We're shooting late tonight again. I mean, we got a 12-year-old that has a lot of energy. So now she works my nerves during the day, and now I drink the coffee at night. Anyway.
Don't drink like that when we start.
I won't. We're about to get started. This is episode 5, behind the scenes footage of our podcast, Going the Distance with NikoRox. We really hope you guys are enjoying the content that we are putting out.
Picking up what we're putting down.
Exactly. And yes, we're just going to get ready and jump right into it. But enjoy.
You know the drill. Let's do it. Hello everybody, welcome to Going the Distance with NikoRox. I'm your host Roxanne, aka Rox Sizzle, and I'm joined by my husband and co-host Nikolai Rowe.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back.
Sorry,
Yo,
just cut you right off.
Caught me right off.
I apologize.
Welcome guys.
Going the Distance is a space where we share our story, our personal journey, and the ins and outs of long distance dating.
That is correct, my love. You couldn't have said it any better. Again, welcome, guys. We're so glad that you're tuned in and listening. Last time where we left off, I had just decided not to propose to Roxanne. I felt we needed to work on the relationship, and we did spend some great bonding time. I had an amazing time with her family, but as far as an engagement, we just needed to hold off on that part, and we
continued to build.
Yeah, we continued to build. I went back home, and we really spent the next 5 months trying to get to know each other a little bit better, kind of see how we were going to maneuver and work this relationship from a distance, and kind of understanding and learning the things that make us tick, what we accept, what we don't accept. And so moving forward, we had decided we were planning 5-6 months. We wanted
we were gonna see each other.
We wanted to see each other. So right around this time, that 5-6 month mark was right around my birthday time.
Well, we had some planning and ideas that transpired before that.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that?
Do you remember?
You can go ahead.
Well, it was mainly because I don't think I informed the listeners that I ended up winning the show that I was on.
The winner of She's the One is... Roxanne!
Went to LA and surprised Nico during that production break. So I ended up winning the show. One of the prizes for the winner was a trip to anywhere in Europe with Swiss Air. So as a result of us having the luxury of that prize money and that trip to Europe, it kind of made sense for us to do something. Well, I wanted to do something special for your birthday, but to make it count, because I also knew that would most likely be the only time we celebrate your birthday, just the two of us, because every other birthday would most likely be family or friends or Yasmin. But I knew that if we made the most of that prize, it would be the two of us, and we would get to fully enjoy
exactly
whatever trip we ended up taking.
Right. And now that you're saying that, we did, it took some planning, because we landed on Spain, which you'll learn actually worked out perfect for me, but we were contemplating Greece.
Yeah.
We were going to go to Athens, I think.
Yeah.
And
Mykonos or Athens, or a few of the islands I was looking at. But it took, because if someone says, listen, you can go anywhere in Europe, your wheels start spinning, because you only get to essentially choose one place that's paid for. And but then we settled on Palma de Mallorca
Yeah, and man, that was an amazing trip. And so the way we worked it out, I flew to Cape Town, and I think we were there for a
few days,
maybe a week.
Yeah, well, this trip was definitely longer than your last one to Cape Town. So I would say this may have been a full week.
Yeah, because I think I came for a week, and then after we got back,
You were there for a week.
I was there
so
for another week.
So we were essentially there for 2 weeks or so.
Yeah. So I get to Cape Town. I'm there for a week. You know, the same stuff, hanging out.
Picking up where we left
off. You know, still, you know, the honeymoon phase. So excited to see each other, spending, you know, some quality time. Yaz got to, you know, stay with her, you know, cousin or aunt for a little while. So, you know what that meant. You know, we was getting
But
big.
that's what that meant. Wait, we went up to George again. Before going to Spain. That's what we did. We never stayed in Cape Town the entire time. We did go up to George because that was another opportunity for us to see my mom and family. Even though George is about a 4-5 hour drive outside of Cape Town, because of how busy I was with my career, I wouldn't make the drive up there on my own. So when you did come,
That's right.
We did a second trip up.
Yeah,
to George.
we went up to George.
Some quality time. It's like light bulbs go off.
Quality time, but I mean the part about, you know, having some alone time, that's very accurate. We had a lot of that. We took the road trip to George. We didn't stop anywhere this time. We went straight to George.
Stayed at a different Airbnb.
This one was really nice. It was out in the countryside.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was a nice, had a ping pong table, pool table.
Like an entertainment area.
Clubhouse, basically.
Clubhouse.
And so we decided to, one night we stayed with
my family.
Yeah. So we stayed with Roxy's family one night. We had a nice dinner there, and then we stayed, you know, at the Airbnb another night. And because the place was so nice, we decided to take advantage of it. So we threw a party, and we turned that place out. Like, I don't know, was there a property manager there or?
There was, but they were super chill.
Yeah.
Like, they're just happy that there's bodies in the building, so it's fine.
We turned this place out. We had
quite a few people
all
over.
your family.
We had a braai.
Yeah.
Which is very South African thing to do.
For you Americans, it's a barbecue.
But better.
It sounds better. So yeah, we barbecued. We had an amazing time. Another bonding moment. Really just getting to spend quality time with Roxy's mom. And we did that. Then we road tripped back to Cape Town, and then we got prepared for our trip, which was amazing. And we kind of took a road stop in Johannesburg because you can't fly directly to Spain from Cape Town. You have to stop in Johannesburg first. That's correct, or can you?
No, you can, but you just have maybe a different layover to where we had our main layover in Switzerland.
Okay.
We did the Johannesburg.
I just thought. I thought you had to go to.
No.
Because
You can.
So we set it up to where we went to Johannesburg early. Or am I getting confused?
Was that on the way
back?
That was on the way back.
Got it. Okay. So we just went straight to Spain. And we stopped in...
Our layover was in Switzerland.
Yeah, our layover was in Switzerland. We had a 11 to 12...
No, maybe like an 8 hour.
8 to 11 hour layover.
What a reach.
And we did some exploring. Yeah, we took the train.
Welcome to Zurich, everyone. Switzerland, en fleek, European summer. It's so beautiful here.
Yeah, we took the train out
got-
the station
We
to
got
like
some Switzerland chocolate,
Swiss chocolate.
which is supposed to be.
It's a delicacy.
Yeah.
It's a luxury. So we got to see some sights.
It was extra rich.
It's the best.
It tasted
It's
like
the best.
Swiss chocolate.
Oh my gosh.
It was really good.
After the sightseeing,
Yeah, we did sightseeing.
hopped on the train.
Yeah, we
Went
hopped
back
on
to
the
the
train
airport.
and then we went back to the airport. And we landed in Mallorca, Spain.
What was your first impression? Flying in.
Yeah, flying in was really nice because Mallorca's
It's
an
an
island.
island.
So
Yeah.
to see that was really nice. The water was really clear and I like crystal clear water. And I was just excited.
Mhm.
I had always wanted to go to Spain. I was really... I don't even know if Spain was known for, top quality seafood, but for some reason... You know what? My sister and my brother-in-law had gone to Spain and they were bragging about
They are.
the seafood. And so I was really
Well,
excited to try the...
Almost any coastal place
Yeah,
you go to,
you're
I
right.
think you'll have a good experience.
So I was really
with that.
excited to have some seafood and just to explore the city. I wasn't fond of the taxi ride. It was kind of a far ride to the...
Well, you're not always fortunate to... You don't always want to stay close to the airport. So it was a bit of a drive. But once we got to the hotel...
But also, yeah, you don't want to stay close to the airport, but sometimes you're so excited and you land. It's
Yeah,
just
you
like
wanna
you
just
don't
get
want to
there.
spend more time in
Traveling.
a taxi. Yeah.
Well, that's the non-glamorous side of it.
It was touristy though. It took you all the way through the city, so that was nice. It wasn't anything to see on the ride. So that was a bonus. What was your impression of Spain? How
I'd
did you
been
like
to
it?
Spain before. I traveled to like mainland, so Valencia, Madrid, etc. Going to Mallorca was the couple's version of being single in Ibiza. I would say the island's pretty close to Ibiza, but I was really surprised by the amount of Germans there. I was not expecting it. I just maybe thought I was going to see more brown people.
Oh yeah, that was definitely
There was a
something.
lot of Germans.
Yeah, I think that's their main, tourist spot.
But
their
they're
getaway.
business owners too.
Yeah.
So German restaurants, German bars, just it's like infiltrated by the Germans.
For
So that's
sure.
not something I was expecting, for example. But the island itself was beautiful. The location of our hotel was really close to the beach.
Mhm.
I had actually planned. We were doing a little bit of a back and forth between who was going to decide on the hotel, but
Mhm.
I wanted to make this birthday special for you. It was your 32nd.
What?
30th? Lord. What? Which one was it?
Yo,
had so many.
I'm 32 now, babe.
Okay, so
I was
you're 30th.
29.
Okay, it was your 30th.
29. It was my 29th.
Okay, it was your 20th. Why were we... Okay, my bad.
Yo, 32nd? The wine is getting her drunk.
Possibly a little bit of giggles. Okay, my bad. Your 29th
Mhm.
birthday. So definitely we knew we were going to do something big for your 30th. Or at least that was the hope.
Yeah.
But I took it upon myself to choose the hotel, to choose the packages, because you were so adamant about all-inclusive resorts. We were
Yeah.
doing a lot of back and forth about that.
Just because in my experience of travel, which I have been fortunate to do a lot of,
Yeah.
I just know how expensive things get. And I'm a drinker on vacation. Not,
No, off. On and off.
not,
Every
but
day.
no, don't tell these people. Make it look like I'm an alcoholic. But when I go on vacation, I like to drink, and I know alcohol really
It's
gets
expensive.
pricey when you're paying per drink. So I've always chose all-inclusive resorts. So when we were deciding on a place to stay, I always was like, babe, look at all-inclusive.
True.
All-inclusive, you're gonna get more bang for your buck.
You opened my mind to that. That's true.
And then, yeah, you could buy alcohol at a convenience store, but who wants to be going up, back and forth from the hotel
To
room?
the bottle
to the
store.
room, back to the pool.
Oh, yeah.
just to make cocktails.
Cocktails.
You want to be able to go up to the swim bar, or the waiter comes to the pool and just be able to put in a drink order. So we did land on a.
Well, I think you may have gotten fed up. So you may have been like, okay, whatever, just surprise me. It's fine.
But we did. It was all inclusive where we.
No, it was, but I don't think you.
It wasn't the one.
You were not clued up about everything.
Right.
My draw card to that specific hotel.
Right.
And it was the room.
Right.
Don't laugh.
Man. No,
room
you're gonna laugh.
Well, the room was specifically for.
The honeymoon suite.
No, it wasn't even called the honeymoon, but it was supposed to invoke that honeymoon suite vibe. It had a name, something like the romance something.
The romance room.
Possibly. But then it had like these lights that you could change the color of and set the mood for. The bed had a setting where...
People. When
I was excited.
You, if you've seen those movies...
Man.
Where they're like at a... Now don't get me wrong. It was nice. The property was nice. But just this specific element reminded me of those movies with the motels, the cheesy
oh my God.
Valentine's Day rooms where the electric beds. That's exactly what this room was.
I spent a lot of money on that. A lot.
And the bed had the different settings where it would rock back and forth.
It was a bit too much. Okay?
I mean, we used it though.
And they laughed about it.
I mean, oh man, that was funny.
You couldn't stop laughing.
They had a couch that
they had
was...
like this S-shaped couch which was supposed to be for like massages and I don't know what else. Well, obviously we know what else.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It was.
And then they had
really
the rose petals on the bed and the love-shaped towels or like the swans that are in.
But this bed, guys, I tell you, it was to take you to the level of climax. If you're a man and you don't have the skills to get there on your own.
That was ridiculous, though.
This was like preparation to get you there. It started off real slow and romantic. It was on a timing mechanism, and it was, trying to
a lot.
rock your hips in the right direction, and then it slowly started building up speed and builds. Next thing you know, the thing was shaking.
Like I thought it was gonna break just from putting it on. I don't know, eh? No, guys, that was a miss. It was a hard miss from the inside.
It was a good laugh.
Yeah.
And we had to try it out.
True.
One for the books.
That's also true.
But
we arrived when? How many days before your birthday? A few days. We were going to celebrate your birthday on the island, right? Or was your birthday?
No, we were going to be there for my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then leave just a few days after.
Correct.
Okay.
So the hotel was great. The room was hilarious. But overall, I really enjoyed the hotel. The food was awesome.
Well, when they
what did you think about the service?
When they give you a buffet option and you're traveling, it's not as difficult to have a bad meal because of the options. If it was like set meal, like you had to choose from a set menu, it may have been different. But I like the fact that there's a buffet.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner vibes.
Again, for me, it was a different all-inclusive experience. Yes, the alcohol was included, so that was a nice bonus.
Yeah.
You know, we can drink whenever we wanted.
No,
But
not whenever we wanted. Because we want to turn up at night too.
oh, but
they would close the bar by 10 p.m. Some ridiculous hour that if you were a young couple and you're going to an island like Mallorca, like you're not expecting there to be almost like a curfew. So that was a bit annoying. The fact that we ended up going to get our own liquor.
Yeah.
Regardless.
And honestly, I wouldn't recommend this hotel.
Yeah, no.
If we were doing a review on it.
At one time, maybe one or more occasions, you got asked to put clothes on or a shirt on because you couldn't be in the dining room.
I had a tank top.
Oh, you couldn't wear a tank top.
But then there was women there with spaghetti straps, and I really had a problem with that.
Yeah, that was a huge buzzkill.
And
being sent back up to the room when you're on an island in the summer to put on a shirt. I can't wrap my mind around that.
I didn't enjoy that. The service wasn't very good. The food was good, but again, I guess my expectations of an all-inclusive when I thought of that was a little jaded because of the experiences that I've had in the past. When I think of all-inclusive, I've been to places where, you know, they have several different restaurants. It's not just the buffet. Although the food was really good, but
you spoke about that a lot.
Have to go to the buffet every single night, you know, that
becomes a bit monotonous.
Exactly.
And then you end up still spending money elsewhere because you want to explore now. Now you're only getting a buffet, so what else does the island have?
Really? Yeah, right. So because they just had that, I mean, we took advantage of the breakfast. We had breakfast every morning, but we still decided to eat out, spend money outside of that. So that was the hotel. It wasn't the best, but because Mallorca was such a beautiful city, we didn't spend much time at the hotel. Yeah. We're at the beach. We were just down the street from the beach, and I advise everybody to go. It's a beautiful place. The sunset, it gets dark in the summertime. It gets dark like around 10 o'clock.
10 p.m.
It was ridiculous. The sun would come down and we'd get back to the room and it was, you know, not like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I loved the most about Spain was how calm the water was and how flat it was. You can be, you know, 100 meters, 200 meters out and
into the ocean,
still be, you know, waist deep.
Yeah.
It was so calm that we would actually buy, what do you call them? Lilos, or, you know, those rafts, those lounge rafts.
So a lot of the stores would sell those because that's a popular thing to do.
Right.
Just buy them and take them down to the beach. And it's like you're in a pool, but you're in the ocean. So I think that was a really cool experience.
You literally could just float.
In the ocean.
Yeah, in the ocean.
Yeah.
All day.
Mm-hmm.
Except for when you see stingrays and then
oh my gosh,
you almost die.
One time. Just one time. I looked ahead of me and I wasn't trying to see how far I'd gone because it may be news to some, but I didn't know how to swim at that point.
No, you didn't. Yeah.
I mean, I know about the concept of swimming. Don't get me wrong. But because of childhood experiences and being held under the water unnecessarily, I do get anxiety when the water reaches a certain level over my chest. And I wasn't paying attention to how far out we were going into the ocean. I was trusting that, you know, my boyfriend was going to lead me in the right direction. And then by the time I turned around, we must have been close to, okay, I'm not going to over-exaggerate. It wasn't a mile out.
No, it wasn't a mile.
But it was far out to where the people on the beach looked really tiny.
They put, you know how they always put the...
like markers in
buoys.
The water?
They put the buoys out that kind of gives you the
an
area
idea
of which you can swim in because then the boats,
you
know, come out. So we were getting close to the border of the buoys.
I just happened to look down in that moment and I saw that thing underneath me because the water was so crystal clear. It was a stingray. I know it was a stingray. I know my fish. Just like hovering on the sand, I was like, bye, Felicia. Let's go now.
When I tell you
almost
you
fell
could
off that
walk
thing.
on water, she jumped
Nah, guys.
off her just
I
instinctively.
didn't jump off like with my feet. I would never. With my feet down.
But you just started.
I paddled back. I was like, stay if you want to stay. Like, you would not believe me that thing was underneath us. You just burst out laughing like it's all in my mind. Like you didn't really see it. I'm like, it's a stingray.
But the funniest thing about it, we had goggles because we were doing snorkeling because the water was so clear. And
I didn't remember goggles.
And I feel like you were keeping your head under the water.
So what? The sand was changing
all the way,
shape?
All the way up to...
Shape shifting?
No, I'm saying that you were so afraid that you were going to see it again. You were keeping your head underwater so close
I
until
was not keeping my head underwater. Maybe from like an aerial view. Me? No. I don't believe that.
Yeah, she was looking underwater to make sure all the way up until the water was at her ankles that she wasn't going to see.
I wasn't going to go back
that
there.
stingray again.
Forget about it. I'll be here by the shadow bits.
But the beaches were amazing. It's extremely calm and flat, and you can, hang out there all day.
And the temperature is pretty much like you're in a bath. So like room temperature, body temperature. The temperature was great.
Yeah. And what about food? What do you think about the food?
When I travel, I prefer to, because that was my first time experiencing a all-inclusive. That was something you did put me onto. When I travel, it's always been trying out different foods, different vendors, street food, restaurants, if there's that option. And I do remember enjoying just trying out the different restaurants and the street vendors when it came to the desserts, when it came to the ice creams, the desserts, and that was my favorite. Oh my gosh. Nico! Lord have mercy. Woo. Gracias, Nico. What does it taste like? How is it? Is it good?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Best dessert ever.
Straight up best in town. Delicious crepes and stick gofres. Levels. And the cocktails at various sidebars that were on the street. That was my favorite.
Yeah, and I too thought the food was amazing. The seafood was great. It's expensive in Spain.
Well, it's euros.
It's worth it.
So
for sure.
you were doing the US dollar to euro conversion. I was still doing the South African rand. Shame bless us all. 2 euros. But I also don't like to have much of a budget. So
yeah, especially when you're on vacation, we like to splurge a little bit. We are in the city,
like the old town. We had gone and seen like the cathedrals and
right.
things like that.
Yeah, and while we're doing that, I get a message from my buddy, a good friend of mine, and he was like, "It's go time." And I was like, "Go time?" He was like, "Yeah, I got it all hooked up." So to rewind, going to Spain, I had this whole thing planned with this is it. This is where I'm going to do the engagement. This is where I'm going to do the proposal. And it worked out perfectly because, when I decided not to do it, it wasn't as lavish of an experience. So we had this opportunity to go to Spain. Roxy thought that she was going to, do something nice for me for, my birthday. And she had no clue or idea that, I was actually going with the intention to propose. So when we were battling back about whether we're going to go to Greece or we're going to go to Spain, I'm so thankful that we landed with Spain.
Me too.
In Mallorca, because a good friend of mine, just small world, a little bit of a coincidence, a little bit of luck, had a
lot of God.
A lot of God, had a close friend that was from Mallorca. And his dad was kind of a big deal, who was currently living there. And he was able to, make some phone calls to get us a reservation at this pristine restaurant that had, a couple months worth of a wait list. And I knew he was going to try to make the connection for me, but, I wasn't being a pest. I told him I was going. I gave him my dates.
You told him that you wanted to propose.
I told him I was going to propose.
Oh.
He said that he was going to contact his friend and set everything up for me. So I didn't have anything set in stone, but I knew he was going to, try to come through for me. So when we're in Spain, I still don't have any details. I know that he was going to, contact him, and me and him had been messaging back and forth, but I still didn't know, location. I didn't know when
nothing.
It was. I didn't know much, but he randomly messaged me and he's like, "It's go time. Today's the day." And I'm thinking like it's gonna be the next day, or I'm gonna have a couple days. He's like, "No."
Isn't there a time difference too? That he's texting you?
Yeah. But
wow.
I mean, it's Kevin. He's up till he doesn't sleep. So he messaged me. He's like, "It's go time." And I'm like, wait, today, tomorrow? He's like, "No, it's happening today." So he sends me the information of the hotel. Now my wheels are spinning. Now I'm thinking of the restaurant. Sorry. Now my wheels are spinning. Like, okay, now how am I going to do it? I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm trying to have some nice presentation.
Ooh.
What am I going to do?
Did we not have an argument that morning?
Yeah, we
probably even had an argument that morning, because when you
about what though?
Well, you left me when I was trying on things. I wanted to stop at various stores and you wanted to look at your own thing. I don't know if we had an argument, but I got annoyed because when
we did have a little tiff.
I lost you for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Where would you go? Why would you leave?
I was really just plotting that I had some time to figure out what I was going to do.
Oh, that's what it was. But I couldn't find you, and I'm like turning it down, like, yo, how is this guy gonna just leave me by myself in a town that I don't know? Anyways.
And so now I'm like, okay, it's going down. What am I going to do? So when we get back to the hotel, I think we were at the pool and I said, I'm going to run upstairs for a second. And so I run upstairs. I contact the restaurant. I asked to speak to the general manager and I'm saying, "Hey, my name is Nikolai. So-and-so said that they made a reservation for me. This is for, my girlfriend. I'm going to propose to her tonight. I really would like to do something special." And he was like, "Yes, it's already taken care of. I've been informed. Did you have any ideas of what you wanted to do?" And I said, maybe we can have some, champagne, a cake. But I just want to, have a really nice dinner with her and then, maybe surprise her somehow with the ring. Yeah. And so he's like, I got you. I'll take care of it. Your reservation's at this time. I'll see you there. So now my heart is racing. Man, this is for real now. There's no turning back. This is it's going down. And so I go back downstairs. Hey babe, we got dinner reservations. It's time to, go up. Let's start getting ready. And
like, where are we going?
Yeah, where we going? I was like, we got a nice dinner. Like, I feel like going out. Want to treat my boo thing to a nice dinner. So she starts getting ready. Wear something a little nicer than that. Let's dress up. Let's look nice. And so we get ready, and the box that the ring was in was really big. And now, as she's in the shower, I'm looking at this box that I had hidden in my bag, and I'm trying to figure out how the hell am I gonna sneak this in my pocket? Like, this thing is huge. So, because in my mind, I wanted to have the box there. I had a little message written in the box. So I was like, man, this is not gonna work. So I actually ended up having to just take the ring out. I showed her the box later. I took the ring out and I put it in my pocket, and we went off to. Oh no! And yeah, so I kept it in my pocket, and no, I think I'm messing it up.
I don't know.
We got ready. We left, and then I said, "Oh, I left something in the room. I left the key card to the room," and I run back upstairs to get the ring because me being super paranoid. When you were showering, I just felt like, man, she's gonna catch me grabbing the ring. So I didn't even want to touch it. Yeah. So when we were leaving to go to dinner, I said, "I'll be right back. I left something in the room."
Hey.
So I go back up to the room and I see this box and I'm like, I have this huge box in my pocket and I'm like, there's no
man bag. There's no purse or nothing.
No, exactly. This is not gonna work. So I just take the ring out and I just put it in my pocket. And I spent a lot of money on this ring. And now I'm paranoid. I'm keeping my hand in my pocket the whole time. Out. I'm thinking the worst, like this thing's going to fall out. Oh, I'm wearing linens, summertime in Spain. I'm wearing linens, loose pockets. I'm like, man, so I'm just holding on to this thing with dear life. And we get to this restaurant. It is immaculate.
We get to this restaurant and I feel like I'm in Cape Town because it has that scenic views. It has those lounges. It's just giving me like, for any of you that have been to Cape Town and been to the waterfront or any of those type beach bars or beach restaurants that's on the water or where you have a view of the ocean, I've just felt like so at home. I felt almost nostalgic being there. Like that was a perfect setting, in my opinion. And
so we had an amazing evening. The food was delicious. Yeah. And I don't know if it registered with her, but I kept going up to go to the bathroom. It was because I was speaking with, the general manager.
It didn't register.
And finally, like halfway through our dinner, I went to the bathroom and I gave him the ring. And we talked about exactly what we had planned and what was going to go on.
And I'm just at the table drinking my vino,
Yeah.
Throwing them back.
And so now we finish our dinner and I knew what the plan was, that I was going to propose right over the water, over by these cabanas that they had set up really nicely for us.
Sorry to interrupt you. Those cabanas were so dope, and even though it was on the water, there was like a centerpiece that was like a pool right in the middle of them. And isn't it kind of funny that I was inquiring about them the entire time? I really wanted to go back there, and the music they were playing was the deep house music that I listened to. So I was like, we have to come back here. And I really want to find out how much they charge to like rent out these cabanas. Let's find out.
Yeah.
And that was all me, right? So by the time dinner was done, and I'd asked one of the servers, hey, like, what's the deal? Do you guys have parties on the weekend, or how does it work? How much do you charge? And then he may have told me once we were done that he would take us there.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I kind of spearheaded that little.
Well, I mean, it actually worked out perfectly by you saying that, but I was actually, that was
You
my
had your
that was
thing
my
going.
intention anyway, to be like, hey, my girl is thinking about renting out a cabana. You mind giving us a tour? So I mean, you set it up for me. I mean, I
set you up for the win, babes.
I was gonna do it anyway. So yeah, it worked out perfectly. At the end of the meal, he said, "Oh, you guys want to see some of these cabanas for Sunday's day party?" And we were like, "Yeah." So he said, "Follow me." And so got Roxy's hand, and I'm leading her, following the general manager. And I wanted to record it, so I got it on camera. So I told him, here's my camera. And I always have my camera on me, so the fact that
I didn't notice.
And Roxy's the type that if I leave she always grabs my phone. Like if I leave my phone at the table, even if I didn't forget it, she just always just instinctively grabs it and she'll have it. So the fact that she didn't ask, like, where's your phone?
Well, I was juiced by this stage. It was a little bit.
So I gave the phone to the general manager, and he's leading me. He's just doing the
tour,
the whole gambit. Oh yeah, this is how much these are,
because they're all different prices.
This is where we set the DJ up if you want to be close to the DJ. And then he kind of just gave me the eye, and I saw that there was a champagne glass and a heart-shaped chocolate cake.
I'm thinking to myself, whose moment is this? Like, was someone sitting here? There's chocolate cake and there's champagne glasses, and I'm like, oh, someone must be sitting here. But then afterwards,
and then there was the ring resting on a strawberry on top of the chocolate hearted cake. And so I lead her, and she sees it, and she's like, what's going on, babe? And I grab the ring and I look at her. I was like, Roxanne, Jamie, Callie, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Would you do me the honor and become my wife?
Shoo. Wow.
And then you started crying like a chunky Bali.
That I am. That is correct. But the gangster cry, though, was like, ooh. The hand to the mouth.
Yeah.
Yo.
And that was...
Someone make me emotional.
That's how it was done. It was super romantic.
On the one knee.
On the one knee. Full name.
Yes, sir.
I think I said something prior. Said, I love you with all my heart.
Yes, no, you did. You did all that.
I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Would you, Jamie, Callie? Roxanne, Jamie, Callie, spend the rest of your life with me.
I'm like, get up off the floor, man. Yes. Yo.
And
crying.
That was our start of our forever. We sent video messages to our family.
No, not immediately.
To our friends, but we did those videos.
We did those videos to send.
Right.
To share. But we didn't do it immediately. I wanted to wait maybe till the next day. The next morning or something.
Yeah, but we recorded
some of those videos. And what Nico may not have mentioned was that the entire time he was making these BTS behind the scenes videos when I wasn't around, one or two of them I may have been in and aware of, but the rest, when I was at the bathroom, for example, like you were doing the things.
Yeah, I did.
And we ended up getting one of my good friends to edit this video together. So, of course, we're going to be sharing what that surprise engagement video looks like. That will definitely be on our channel.
And so then we enjoyed the rest of our evening together, engaged, just being on cloud nine, like newly engaged couples do. And then I think the next day was my birthday, actually.
No.
Or 2 days later.
Well, we got engaged on the 6th.
7th.
7th.
The 7th is my uncle's birthday. 7th, for sure.
Okay.
July 7th.
I go with you.
So 4 days later, we celebrated
your birthday.
My birthday.
At a lovely restaurant.
We went for some sushi and
Was it a Japanese restaurant or some?
Yeah, Japanese restaurant.
Yeah. And then I got the servers to like come and do a little sing-song. You remember?
Yeah.
Or at least maybe they weren't singing.
They brought me a little cake.
The candle and
yeah.
I had to make it special too. But I mean, nothing could have stopped my surprise.
Yeah, exactly. And so we had an amazing evening celebrating my birthday, and I think that might have been our last night, or
maybe second
to last night. And then we basically just enjoyed the rest of our time there in Spain. I made it a point to get engaged before. I didn't want to wait to the last minute because I just know that the experience was going to be heightened, or I just wanted to really enjoy the time. I didn't want to get engaged and then leave.
True, but it was also kind of, you know, relying on the fact that you needed to hear back from Kevin about the restaurant.
Yeah, that's true.
So if that didn't work, you would have just...
I would have just done it.
Done like a plan B.
Yeah, I would have called around to different restaurants and figured something out.
Gotcha.
But I wanted to make sure that we had a few days as an engaged couple because the experience is different. You know, I just wanted to enjoy a few nights with my fiance. And so that's what we did, and that was absolutely amazing.
That was Palma.
It was, you know, one for the books,
and that's why it will always hold a special place in my heart.
That's right.
So when we came back from Spain, we ended up staying in Johannesburg for about 2 days, or maybe more. I don't think it was more than 2 days, but we stayed at my cousin's. So that was the first time that you met her. My cousin Roseanne. And she worked for an advertising agency with a lot of creatives, and we got the chance to create some content while we were there. Welcome to On The Go with NikoRox. We're out in Johannesburg in Jeppestown, busy doing one of our first shoots of many. A couple shoot lined up. We have some dope things coming up for you. Nikolai's busy doing his shot at the moment. Stay tuned to our page. We're going to be posting a lot of cool shots. So we did a kind of like a street style urban shoot in Johannesburg. You got to see a little bit of Johannesburg.
Well, this podcast, the YouTube channel, this has kind of been
in the works,
in progress, because we had, you know, been pitching, you know, possible a reality TV show.
Or more like a web series.
Yeah, like a web series with the idea of us doing this long distance. So this was, your cousin, you could probably speak to a little bit better, but worked within the industry, that space. And so we, you know, kind of had a business meeting talking about our ideas and the type of, you know, content that we wanted to...
The content that we were already authentically and organically just creating, because we had been doing long distance for over a year by this point. And I mean, each time that we were able to be together, we would document so much of our trip. Just, I guess, because we were projecting for the future.
Right.
But whether it was guest houses or hotels or spas or restaurants, we would kind of do like a review. We would always be giving our take as if people were asking us in advance.
Yeah. And we were given a GoPro and we started creating the content. We were doing our restaurant, hotel reviews. We were doing our dash cams in the car.
Super funny.
And we've been doing this for quite some time, just with the concept of wanting to share, our story with people. And so, that was an awesome experience. We did a really nice urban photo shoot, and
we'll share some of those pictures too.
Right. And we hung out with your cousin, and then we headed back to Cape Town.
And then it was time to break the news
to news to Yaz. That was awesome. That was a really, really nice experience. I got something for Yaz, and I wanted to do something special for her, because not only I felt like I was marrying two, almost like I'm marrying my wife, but it's, somebody is coming along for the ride as well. So I thought it was important to include Yaz, to make her feel that she was special and thought of. And I can't wait to share all the details of my nice surprise for her, along with breaking it to Yaz's father that we were having plans to move to the States. But that's gotta wait. A lot to talk about. A lot is going on.
I just feel like if you guys want to punch someone or like swear, do it to Nico. Because sometimes you want to include everything at once, but at the same time, it's worth the wait.
It is definitely worth the wait. Now, up to this point, we have had no issues. It's been smooth sailings, all butterflies, all roses, all love and fun, minus the distance.
And acceptance from each other's families.
Full 100% acceptance into
and support
each other's families. Yeah. But now we have to deal with the father and all the roadblocks that led after that. So stay tuned, guys. I promise you it's going to be worth it. We want to thank you all for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Going the Distance with NikoRox. If you connected with our story in any way, go ahead and share, download, add it to your playlists, all that fun stuff. Also, very important, we love interacting with our listeners. So if you have any questions or feedback, please direct them to nikolai.roxanne@gmail.com, or you can find us at NikoRox
on Instagram.
Correct. I'm Nikolai Rowe. This is my beautiful wife, Roxanne, aka Rock Sizzle. Peace and love.
Bye.
There was no way we would have been able to get that.
No, it's fine. It's worth it. It's worth the wait. If there's one thing that we've learned, it's that certain things can't be rushed. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen, and this part of the story should be in another episode.
Yeah, so. And we have an outline of what we want to address, and sometimes we get caught into a story or something that we want to talk about takes a little more time than others, and we're not able to hit everything. So instead of trying to just rush it and throw out the information, we can just roll that information into the next episode.
For sure.
So, hope you guys enjoyed this behind the scenes footage of our 5th episode of Going the Distance with NikoRox.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for subscribing to those who have and to those who have not yet.
Jump on board.
Click.
Stop
Do
hate.
that click, man.
Peace and love, guys.
Bye.